much. So welcome everyone. I'm going to keep my video off so we can have good audio, but this is a picture of me for those of you who have never met me. And I'm an alliance manager here at Avalara. I've been here for 4 years, and I work closely with the team at Implementation Specialists to make sure that, you know, we're here answering your questions on everything sales tax and bringing you a solution that can really alleviate some of the issues that you face. So I have a lot of time and experience working in the industry. I live in West Fargo. I've got a couple of kids and a very spoiled cat. And if I had my video on, it would assure you that you would meet that cat. With that said, I'm going to jump in real quick on what we're going to cover today. We're going to talk a little bit why we're here, just cover some high level stuff about sales tax, what you guys face every day. Some of the issues you face with staying compliant. And then the reason you probably are here is to have some fun. We are going to have a fun game of sales tax trivia. And for those of you who have never played a trivia game using Kahoot, we are going to use Kahoot as the app to answer the questions. So not only is it a game of smarts, but it is also a game of how quickly you can answer the questions. So we'll keep track of that through that app, and I will give you time to log in. But if you go to kahoot.it, that can help you get ready while we're talking today. And then of course, I want to make sure that we're answering your questions. So we're going to hopefully leave some time for Q&A. You can certainly enter in Q&A through the chat as well. I will do my best to watch that chat as we go along. But let's go ahead and jump in why we're here today. So sales tax, and I tell you what, after being here for 4 years, it is truly one of the most confusing things to do in the tax world. And, you know, for a lot of people, it is that accidental career that nobody really signs up or chooses to do. It just kind of falls on your lap because it's a part of your job. You have to deal with it every day. And there's not a lot of training out there on it. So in a survey through Wakefield Research of over 400 accounting and finance professionals, 69% of those surveyed agreed that this is one of the most confusing parts of their job. And part of it is because it doesn't get simplified. Each year it gets more complex, more things are added. And so that really, you know, makes things difficult in roles like yours. Now, in addition to that, 95% of people also agree that understanding sales and use tax has gotten increasingly more difficult. And some of that is just the increased laws, different rulings, different ways that you need to collect and remit sales tax. So when the rules get really confusing, but you know, the skills and knowledge isn't increasing, it's really hard to comply. And so that's why companies like Avalara are here to help you with that. Now, finally, almost 3/4 or exactly 3/4 of respondents admit that, you know what, if I were to get audited today, yes, there would most likely be some errors found. So what we want to do is just talk with you real high level today to help you understand just some of the basic things, the steps that you need to consider to achieve end-to-end sales tax compliance. And like I said, I promise this is going to be fun at the end. We're going to have some really fun trivia with this. But first, I want to talk a little bit about those steps that you need to take to manage sales tax and tips to keep up and to stay compliant. So step one, really important, is knowing where your business must collect and remit sales tax. And with all of the changing laws and with new types of nexus coming along, knowing where you have to collect and remit sales tax is huge. And if you're not sure or if you aren't aware of that, Avalara actually can offer a nexus study. If you haven't done one through your local CPA firm or sales and use tax, state sales and use tax expert, we can help find where you need to collect and remit sales tax. Now, step two, you need to make sure you're registered in those states so that you're able to do that. And again, that can be confusing. There isn't a hand-holding area in your role that will say this is exactly how you do things. So at Avalara, we have Avalara licensing that can actually look at all of the different states where you need to have a business license, where you need to register to collect and remit that tax, making it super easy for you to be compliant there. Now, one of the biggest steps and some areas where people think this is probably the easiest thing for me is step 3, calculating the correct sales tax amount. While you think that might be easy, this is one of the most complex part of being compliant with sales tax. And the reason being is there's over 12,000 taxing jurisdictions in the United States alone, and that's changing constantly. The laws and rules and product taxability and all of those types of things are changing all the time. So by using Avalara's AvaTax product, it automates everything. Sales tax is calculated in the blink of an eye, and we use the latitude and longitude of a location where the item is being sold or shipped to or what have you, with all of the rules to make sure that we are using the proper sales tax amount at the time of sale. Now, step 4, this is an area where I think a lot of people might think this isn't an issue, but with the change in laws with South Dakota versus Wayfair and the creation of economic nexus, tracking and managing exempt sales and making sure that you have all of your exemption certificates on hand and easily accessible is becoming more and more complex, especially for manufacturers and distributors. So by using Avalara's Cert Capture, you can collect, make sure that all of your certificates are completed properly, that you have the right signatures, that they're stored in easily accessible areas so that when you're audited, when you have to prove that this was a non-taxable transaction, you can easily access that certificate. And then finally, what the states are most concerned about is that sales tax remittance to those tax authorities. So do you follow all of these schedules? Do you know when all of those schedules are due? Do you know what the rules are with payments and what have you in all of the different states that you now are selling into? If you use Avalara Returns, again, simple, easy, turnkey. So steps 1 through 5, Avalara has a way that can help you make all of this automated and simple, taking time out of your schedule that you can actually focus on building your business and making your, taking your business to the level where you want to take it, rather than focusing that time on managing the sales and use tax compliance. So finally, most of you here know that this is very complex. It drains those resources that you have. And if you want to go a little bit more in depth with Avalara and learn more about those pre-built integrations, learn a little bit more about that real-time tax calculation and how you file and remit, we want you to come to our breakout session during GPUC, and we hope to see you there. We'll go much more in depth during that session. All right, so do we have anything in the chat yet? I'm just gonna look here real quick. I don't see anything yet. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have everybody go to kahoot.it. I'm gonna ask that you jump in there, and I am gonna get you the Kahoot game number to enter. You're gonna wanna set up your own ID. You can use your real name, you can use a FACO name, have fun with it. But let's get you guys signed up and started, going for the game. This is a competition as well. We'll have first, second, and third place at the end of the sales tax trivia game. So, we've got some people jumping in. We've got Sandy and Jolly. I love it. And me. I hope you win, because then I can say me won. I love how creative you guys are. I'm going to give you a little more time to jump in, and then we're going to start the game. And now, Jessica, real quick, I know you're on mute, but I know we're giving away prizes. So I just would like to give you the opportunity to let everyone know what they're able to win today.
Yes, so everyone who participates in our sales tax trivia today, you know, to go along with the title, it is Starbucks trivia and sales tax. So everyone will be receiving a Starbucks gift card for participating today.
Awesome. Thanks, Jessica. All right, looks like everyone's in. Are you guys ready to go? Should we start the game? All right, here we go. Ready? And we're gonna go. 3, 2, 1. Here's the first quiz. As long as you're not tied down, what lofty mode of transportation is tax-free in Kansas? Is it kites, airplane, hot air balloons, or Uber rides? As long as you're not tied down. Let's see how quick you guys are, how smart you guys are. Get your answers in. We've got 1 second left. Here we go. Hot air balloons. We've got some smart people. Let's see who got it right. Allie, you're in the lead. All right, Sandy, good job. Jolly, me, and Joe, we've got to get you answering the questions. So, all right, question number 2, here we go. Another question. Washington and Colorado certainly weren't hazy on their intent to levy a hefty 25% tax on what recreational item? I'm giving you 20 seconds to guess this answer. And we'll see where we're at the end. Marijuana, you got it right. Let's see where we're at. Who's coming in the lead? Allie, you are staying at number 1. Sandy, you're coming up. Me, Joe, and Tax, great job. Let's keep going for question 3. With sales tax, not all candy bars are created equal. What ingredient turns a taxable treat into a non-taxable food item? This is tricky, and I actually just talked to a friend of mine who was a little upset that one of his items that he purchased was taxed because he loves candy, and the other one wasn't, and I had to explain to him why it was, because of the flour content. So if there is flour in a candy bar, it most likely will be counted as a grocery item and it won't be taxed. All right, so let's see who knew that one. Joe's moving up. Allie, you're staying in first place. Sandy, you're staying steady. All right, next question. True or false? We got a 50-50 chance. True or false? States are required to inform businesses that they have nexus. And what is nexus, you may ask? That is the relationship between a business and a state where you've created a reason to collect sales tax. All right, the answer is false. States do not have to inform a business that they have nexus. All right, Allie is on fire with 4 correct answers in a row. Great job, Sandy and Joe, you're staying up there. Let's see if this next question will trip anyone up. All right, brace yourself. What items that previously took a big bite out of dental insurance premiums are now tax exempt in Arizona? You've got some time. You may know the answer or you may have to guess, but read the question, take a look, see what you think it is. All right, the right answer is orthodontic devices. All right, we'll see if Allie's keeping her lead. Look at that. We've got some people changing pole positions, but Allie, 5 correct answers in a row. This is awesome. Let's go to the next question. How many states do not have general sales tax? And there are some states in the United States that do not require sales tax at all. Let's see if you guys know how many. The correct answer is 5. Good job. Allie, you're staying in the lead. Jolly is moving up. I love it. Let's go to the next question. And getting a to-go cup for your coffee is a no-brainer in Colorado, but you'll have to pay sales tax if you want to top it with this. Is it a straw, napkin, lid, or cream? I prefer to say I like a little coffee with my creamer. I'm not sure what you guys are like with your favorite type of coffee. All right, the answer is lid. If you put a lid on your coffee, it is now taxable. All right, we've got people getting a high correct answer streak. All right, here we go. Question number 8, under the streamlined sales tax law, what essential quencher is now classified as a soft drink? You've got 20 seconds to answer that question, and I could probably go for a soft drink about right now. It's that time of the afternoon. You guys will soon get your Starbucks cards so that you can have coffee on us. All right, we've got a few seconds left, and the correct answer is bottled water. So under streamlined sales tax, bottled water is now classified as a soft drink. Crazy, huh? Whoa, look at the points that Allie racked up on that one. All right, next question. In Iowa, pumpkins are tax exempt if baked in a pie, but you create this seasonal item and you'll have to carve out extra dollars to pay sales tax. All right, let's see if you guys get the right answer. The correct answer is jack-o'-lanterns. Good job. And tax moved up. All right. Question number 10. In New York, if you order a bagel, it's tax-free unless you have it what? Baked, sliced, a day old, or bagged. And this could be tricky. I'm not trying to be tricky, but this is how complex sales tax can be for organizations. The correct answer is sliced. If you slice a bagel, it becomes taxable. All right, here we go. Allie is staying up in the lead. Sandy, you're second, me, you're third. And tax has a streak with 3 correct answers. All right, we've got a few questions to go. True or false? In Indiana, marshmallow cream is exempt from sales tax, but marshmallows are not. 50-50. If you aren't sure, just guess one. Go with your gut. The correct answer is true. All right, here we go. Racking up the points. Everybody stayed in the same position. We're going to go now to question 12, true or false. The average cost of a sales tax audit is $10,000. True or false? False. It is actually $30,000 roughly on average, and that is per state, mind you. Okay, we've got smart people at the top. We've got smart people coming up. Let's see, we've got a few questions left. Cornditioned was coined by a theater owner in California to avoid being penalized in an audit for not collecting sales tax for this item. Cornditioned. Awesome. You guys are brilliant. You all got it right. It's popcorn. Allie, you're on a streak with 3 answers in a row. You're keeping the lead. Let's see. We've got 2 questions left. Let's see if you can stay. True or false? In Alabama, prescription drugs are tax exempt for humans, but not for animals. True or false? The correct answer is true. All right. Look at that. I tell you what, the smart people we have in this game, we have 1 answer, 1 question left. It's true or false. Illinois was the first state to impose a general state sales tax. True or false? Got 5 seconds left. The correct answer is false. It was actually Mississippi in 1932. Let's see if this answer changed any of the standings. Here's the podium. With 9 out of 15 correct, me got 3rd place, 11 out of 15 correct, Sandy in 2nd, and 1st place with 12 out of 15 goes to Allie. Congratulations, runners up were Tax and Joe. I'm so proud of you guys. I hope you guys had fun. Feel free to put in the chat if this was a fun game to have and if you enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and open this up for questions, and I'm going to take a peek here to see if we have any questions. All right. 1 second. Okay, so I have a question here. Does physical presence still factor in the Wayfair economic nexus decision that you mentioned earlier? So this is a person that certainly understands what that is. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that, we'll talk more about it at our breakout session at GPUC next week. But actually, physical presence is still a factor in collecting sales tax. So the economic nexus did not replace a different kind of nexus. All of the types of nexus still are in play. It just added an additional type where you, if you have remote sales, you may have to collect and remit sales tax. Let's see. I'm just reading this question. What would you recommend if my company exceeds most of the state's economic nexus thresholds, but has not registered anywhere yet? That is a really good question, and I covered that very, very briefly. I could probably go back to the slide and show you, but that's where you would want to work with us on registering in those states. If you know that you've exceeded most of the state's economic nexus thresholds and you don't want to do a nexus study, we could certainly help you with the registration. So with Avalara licensing, we could help you register. But if you wanted to make sure and really ensure that you have those liabilities and you've hit those economic nexus statuses, we could do a nexus study as well. So, all right. Judy, do you see, or Jessica, do you see any other questions out there?
No, I think you've got them covered.
Awesome. What'd you think of the trivia, Judy?
I loved it. Very fun. And I'm not a tax person, so you could tell.
I love it. Well, I didn't know anything about sales tax other than I knew I paid it before I started working for Avalara. So I have learned a lot in the 4 years here, and it has really opened my eyes to watch receipts and take a look and make sure that I'm being charged correctly. I actually recently bought something off of Walmart, and their third-party company charged me sales tax on something that shouldn't have been taxed. So I actually reached out to them, yep, and showed them an error. So it was kind of fun.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great. Well, you sure make, I never thought tax could be fun, but you sure could make learning about tax fun and just great. Thank you so much, Lainey.
You're
Very
very,
well
very
done.
welcome. Well, I appreciate that, Judy, and I appreciate you offering the time for us to get in front of your customers. And we'll get, what I would like to make sure is any of you that haven't shared your contact information with either myself or Judy, I want to make sure that you get your Starbucks card for playing, for having fun. Everybody who participates is going to get a prize. And also, if there are any questions that you have, please don't hesitate to call me. Send me an email. I'm more than happy to answer any other questions. And hopefully I will see you next week as well. So looking forward to seeing you at GPUC.
Thank you again. And yes, it's going to be a fun full week of learning. The first couple days we're doing a key to act training sessions, and then GPUC is on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. So invite everyone to go out to our website and check it out and register. We're sending some backpacks and fun things that Avalara had just fabulous gifts to send. So we have packed those and started shipping out the items last Friday. So